Hey guys, and welcome back to my channel. So in today's video, I am going to be addressing a few things that a lot of people have asked me about, and this is kind of going to be like a life health update kind of thing. I've never done like a health update on my channel, and this does seem kind of weird for me to do because I don't usually do these kind of like personal type dedicated videos. I do talk a lot about this stuff in my vlogs, but I've never just like sat down, turned the camera on, and talked about my health. So as you can tell by the title of this video, I am going to be talking about my weight and have I lost weight? Have I lost too much weight? Is something going on? Am I unhealthy? So if you want to know what's been going on with me as far as my weight, my health, just keep watching. So for those of you who watch my vlogs, you know that I recently had to go back into the doctor for another ultrasound on my left breast because about 4 years ago I was diagnosed with 2 fibroadenoma tumors in my left breast, which basically means they're just kind of like benign growths, kind of like fatty growths. And luckily it turned out not to be cancer, but my last doctor's appointment I went in, and my new doctor, because I did get a new doctor, she felt them and felt a little concerned about them. So she had me make an appointment and go in for another ultrasound, which I did have done, and it turns out that both of those growths in my left breast have grown a little bit. They do still believe that they are 100% fibroadenomas, and only about 2% of fibroadenomas that develop can turn into cancer. So they did in fact grow. They went from about the size of an M&M to a pretty decent sized walnut, which I didn't know. I am someone, ever since I've had this issue, I am someone who's very avid about giving myself breast exams in the shower, laying down, making sure I'm not feeling anything growing, making sure I'm not finding any new lumps. And to me, honestly, I did not know that they have grown that much, but on the ultrasound, you could very clearly see that they have grown quite a bit. So in 6 months, I do go back for another ultrasound to see if they have grown a little bit more. And if they have, then I am looking at surgery to get them removed and possibly biopsied again. So as of right now, everything is okay. We're just gonna kind of keep an eye on them. They didn't feel that it was necessary to give myself a mammogram, which I'm thankful for because I heard that shit hurts. I've been just kind of struggling with like female health and everything like that. I did also about almost a month ago now go back on the birth control pill, and all of that has been going pretty okay. The one thing that I will say is I have definitely gained an appetite, which is where we're going to kind of lead into my weight loss. When I got off birth control, around that same time, that's when my dad got really, really sick. And then that August, he ended up passing away from cancer. So when I got off birth control and losing my dad, I like completely lost my appetite. I didn't feel like eating, which is very common when you're going through grief or a loss. And, you know, some people eat a lot, whereas me, when I'm in, you know, grief, sadness, depression, anything like that, I completely cut food out of my life 100%. I don't eat. The only thing my diet was consisting of was cigarettes and coffee, and that's not good. So I completely lost the appetite. And throughout the next year that I was off birth control, I didn't have an appetite. So I wasn't eating, and if I was eating, I was eating maybe only once a day, or I was eating like 1 meal a day. And, you know, again, that's not good. And there would be days where I would literally forget, like 100% just forget to eat, which is also not good. Like it would be about 8, 9 o'clock at night, and I would start to get really shaky and my blood sugar would crash, and I'd be like, oh my God, like I haven't eaten in 2 days. This is a problem. My weight has fluctuated quite a bit this last year. Now, my weight is not dangerously low, but my weight is definitely low. And a lot of people have been noticing it in my videos where my face has been a little sunken in, my bones are a little bit more exposed. I just look thinner and unhealthy as opposed to how I did 2-3 years ago. And I can definitely see it too. And there is definitely another factor that kind of plays in with that I'm kind of honestly nervous to talk about because I never thought this would be a thing with me. But I was also struggling with I don't want to call it an addiction. I don't want to say I'm an addict, but I was starting to notice a problem with me taking a drug called Adderall. If you don't know what Adderall is, basically it is an ADHD drug or people who struggle with concentrating. It's very popular, but you can only get it from prescription from your doctor. Well, I was taking Adderall that was unprescribed to me. I was abusing prescription meds. That's a lot for me to say. Oh my gosh, since May, and it's now October, so May, June, July, August, September. So for the past 5 months, I was taking Adderall, and it wasn't prescribed to me. I'm not going to say where I got it from, but I was getting it from somebody who had it at their disposal, and they would just give me some, and I took one day at work, and you guys, I kid you not, the second that Adderall kicked in, I felt like a goddamn superhero. I felt like I could rule the world. I was working all the time on Adderall because I was able to have energy and concentrating, work all day and not feel anything. And then, I would go home and I wouldn't eat because I was just so hyped up on Adderall, and it was making me smoke more, which is another reason, which I'll get into, but it made me feel so good. And then when I would get home, and if you've ever taken Adderall and you felt the crash of coming down from Adderall, it is absolute hell on earth. Your throat hurts, you're tired but you can't sleep, you're restless, you feel like shit, your stomach hurts, you get a headache. And the crash of Adderall is just something that I don't ever want to experience again. But at the same time, I couldn't stop taking it. It was to the point where every time I would go to work, I would pop an Adderall. And, I would work, I would feel great, and then I would go home and I would crash. And while I was on Adderall, I wasn't eating, I wasn't sleeping, I was smoking about a pack and a half a day while I was on Adderall. And I am a smoker, and I do smoke quite a bit. But when I was on the Adderall, I was smoking about 10 times as much as I normally do, because that's the one thing that I would focus on when I would come home and I was still feeling that Adderall working. I was just like, smoke, 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 clean, 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 film, 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 edit, smoke, smoke, like, you know what I mean? I've been at my day job for about 4.5 years now, and I have always been able to work no problem without taking any sort of drug. And it was getting to the point where I could not get through a 5-hour shift unless I took an Adderall. And that's when I kind of took a step back and I realized, okay, this is becoming a problem. Now, I wasn't taking it to the point where I was taking too much. I was taking maybe about 30 milligrams a day, which is actually kind of a lot now that I say that out loud. And, for me, for my body, for my size, that's a lot of fucking Adderall. And I started to realize, okay, like, this is becoming a problem. I was looking at myself in the mirror and I was like, wow, like, I don't look like myself. My face is sunken in. I have dark circles under my eyes. I look sick. I feel sick. Something's wrong. And I, kind of looked back at, old pictures of me and old videos of me, and I was like, wow, like, I looked really healthy. So me taking Adderall every single day was really starting to take a toll. And again, I don't want to say I was addicted to it, but I definitely think it was starting to become a problem. So almost 2 months ago, this Saturday, the 26th, will be 2 months since I have taken any sort of Adderall, which I am so happy for. I do still have some, like, in my house with me. I have had such a form of self-control where I haven't had the urge or the want to touch it. It has been about 2 months since I have taken Adderall, and I feel so much better. Like I said, I have more of an appetite, I'm able to eat more, I'm sleeping better, I feel relatively better aside from all my other health issues. I am still smoking cigarettes, but we will get into that later. But since I have had, kind of an appetite back ever since getting off Adderall and starting up birth control again, I have put on my regular weight. Now, you guys have to remember, A person's weight is all dependent on their height and their age. Me, I am very, very petite. I'm very small. I'm only about 4'6", something around those lines. So for me, someone who is this tiny, about 86 to 95 pounds is pretty normal. And when I was on Adderall, I was about 83 pounds, so I was starting to get into that unhealthy part of weight, which is not good for my height and my person. Another thing about me is I have a very addictive personality, whereas if I try something once, cigarettes for example, the first time I ever tried a cigarette 10 years ago, I was hooked and I have been smoking ever since. So when I took my first Adderall, I didn't even think about the fact that, wow, like this could be addictive, this could become a really big problem. And I didn't realize that until, you know, you guys were watching my videos and were like, wow, like you look really skinny, have you lost weight, are you okay? That's when I was like, holy shit, like this has become a really big fucking problem. And it was starting to counteract with my antidepressants that I'm taking, and I was starting to notice that my antidepressants weren't working as well because the Adderall was taking such control of my brain. So ever since I've gotten off that, I feel, I mean, I do, don't get me wrong, I am a female. I do get mood swings, I do get cranky, I do get tired, you know, all that stuff, but I'm not flying off the handle as easily, if that makes sense. And I'm also noticing an increase in my mood as far like I can feel my antidepressants starting to work again. It's something that I've never really spoken about with anyone. Like, you know, I would tell my best friend like, woo, yeah, I just took an Adderall, let's go to this fucking concert, like I feel fucking great. And I would tell my sister about it, and my boyfriend knew about it. And I never really told anybody that it was to the point where I needed to take it every single day. I'm not gonna lie, the first week of getting off of it, it was difficult. I did have the urge, like I would show up to work super tired and be like, oh, I can't do this, I just need an Adderall. And that's another thing I was doing too. I was taking Adderall for the wrong reasons. I've never been diagnosed with ADD, I've never been diagnosed with ADHD, and I was taking it because I was tired and I needed to get through my 5-hour shift. That sounds pathetic, but it is such a real thing I can't even express to you guys. The need and the want and the craving for that drug. And, you know, I would stay up late and I would have to get up at 2:30 and I'm like, I don't care, I can just pop an Adderall and I'll feel fine. No, not okay. As you can see, my face is still a little sunken in, but it's not as bad as it was from videos from a couple months ago. So I am feeling better. I'm not taking it anymore, but I really wanted to address my weight. It was getting dangerously low, but it is at a point now where it is stable and everything is good. I am hoping to gain a little bit more weight just because I would feel better if I had a little bit more weight on me, if that makes sense. So, and ever since, like I said, getting back on the birth control pill, my appetite has increased, so I'm hoping my weight will also increase a little bit with that. That's an update on that. And as far as my smoking goes, I can make a pack of cigarettes last about 2 days, so I'm smoking about 10 to 12 a day, which is excessive, which is heavy, especially for someone my size, someone so tiny. I do smoke a lot, and it is definitely, smoking is definitely something that I've always been dependent on. Smoking has always been something that has been kind of like a security blanket for me. It is something that I always have with me. It's something that makes me feel calm. It gives me my 5 minutes of relaxation time. And again, I know that sounds stupid if you're not a smoker, but if you're a smoker, you understand. And I am 26, so I am getting older, which means more health problems are going to start arising, because when you're a teenager, you can do this, that, and the other thing, and you feel fine. You know what I mean? But as you get older, things like that just start to take a toll on your body. My goal is to be completely cigarette free by the time I am 30, and I did discuss that with my doctor. She asked me, you know, oh, have you tried the gum? Have you tried the patch? Da da da. And I have tried the gum, and the gum worked a little bit, but because of my TMJ, it's another health problem. Welcome to my fucking life, dude. I'm just a walking health issue. Ever since my TMJ, it is very, very difficult for me to chew gum without my jaw locking or without my jaw hurting. So I told her that, and she said, okay, let's try Chantix. If you guys don't know what Chantix is, basically it is a prescription medication that is supposed to help you quit smoking. and it's a 1-month pack. I do still have it, and I am going to start taking it in November. I don't know when you guys are seeing this video, but my goal is to start taking it in November. The reason why I am waiting to take it is because I have a lot of parties and Halloween parties coming up where I know there's going to be a lot of drinking and a lot of smoking, and I don't want to torture myself because I know I'm going to be tempted to smoke. So I'm just going to wait until after all of those festivities take place. That way when my life kind of calms down and goes back to normal, then I can, start taking the Chantix. And I've heard it works really well. The side effects of it are kind of scary, but I am going to give it a shot. I hear it's very effective, so I'm very excited to start taking it. So I just wanted to give you guys an update on that. And like I said, I do talk a lot about this stuff in my vlog, so if you're someone who is a avid vlog watcher of mine, this is all probably kind of old news to you, except for the Adderall thing. This is the first time I'm addressing this on the internet, which is kind of scary for me, something that I didn't really know if I would feel comfortable enough doing, but at the same time, I feel better talking about it. I feel better knowing that maybe someone out there is also abusing Adderall and you're noticing all the same things. I just feel like this was important for me to address so you guys can know you're not alone. Someone who is on the internet and shares their life on the internet, they may seem like they have it all together and everything's perfect when that's not the case. Like, we're all regular people. We all have struggles, whether that be with alcohol or cigarette smoking or drugs or prescription drugs, anything like that. So I just wanted to kind of bring it to light and let you guys know what has been going on. I was struggling with a dependency on a prescription drug that wasn't even prescribed to me. So I was literally abusing a prescription drug, and that's something that is so damn terrifying to me because opioid addiction in the United States and all over the world is such an epidemic right now. People are dying every single day from abusing prescription pain meds. Now, mind you, Adderall isn't anything close to like Vicodin or Oxycontin or anything like that, but it is a prescription med that can be abused and it can cause addiction issues. I did just want to talk about it. I did want to bring it to light for you guys because I want to be as honest and transparent with you guys because all of you watching this video, you take time out of your day, out of your life to watch me, and you have no idea how much that means to me because to me, I'm just an everyday person, but people actually enjoy my videos, and that means so much to me. But I'm glad that I made this video. I'm glad that I expressed the issue that was going on with me. So thank you guys if you've even made it this far in the video. I don't even know how long I've been sitting here talking. For those of you who have sat through this whole video with me, I just want to say thank you so much. It really does mean a lot to me that you guys have watched this video. Let's try to keep it nice in the comments. I have never made a video like this before. I have no idea the response it's going to get. I don't know if people are going to be awful to me in the comments. If they are, that's fine. I get it. But let's just try to keep it nice in the comments. If you guys have your own personal struggle that you feel comfortable enough to share with me, I would love to read it. If you guys enjoyed this video, please make sure you go down and give this video a thumbs up. It really does help me out in this crazy YouTube world where everything is changing. Your interaction, your thumbs up, your comment, your subscription really does mean a lot to me, and I don't do this for the views and the subscribers and all that stuff. I mean, don't get me wrong, it's nice, but because the way YouTube is now, I don't want my subscribers who have been watching me for years to miss out on any videos. So any interaction you can give me on my channel, whether you subscribe or thumbs up or leave a comment, whatever the case may be, it really, 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 really does help me out. But I am going to get off here. It's probably going to take me a while to edit this video and upload it. Hopefully I don't, pussy out and decide not to upload it, but I think I'm going to, so I think we're okay. I love you guys so, so much, and until then, I will see you guys very soon in my next video. I love you guys. Bye.